Good morning, everyone. I am packed up, ready to start hiking. Chap just left. Got a beautiful view from the campsite here. Had a pretty good night's sleep. I just didn't get to bed till after 11. I had to get caught up on editing and other things. We have Island Pass first thing this morning, which doesn't look like much to be concerned about. And then in about 6 miles is Donahue Pass, and that is, I think, up close to like 12,000 feet, somewhere between 11 and 12, I think. So we don't know how that's going to go. Definitely going to be some snow. We're already seeing a bunch of snow. It got pretty cold last night, so we're hoping that it froze over and it will be nice and firm and not the slushy bullshit that we've been dealing with. We're also currently about 22 miles from Lee Vining or Tuolumne Meadows, and we're planning to pop into town, grab another couple days of food, and then come right back out. So the trail goes to this road where we can hopefully just hitch right in, and it won't be a big deal. Sounds like the hikers usually really like Lee Vining. They have like an information center where, you know, we'll be able to sit and charge our stuff and you know, just kind of hang out if we want to. And then there's a market and a couple little convenience stores where we can get our resupply. If we cruise today the way that we did yesterday, we should have no problem going into town today and popping out and still doing a couple more miles. We did, like, you know, 23.5 miles yesterday. Didn't start hiking until 10:30. We're starting much earlier today. It's like 7 o'clock. And after Donahue Pass, it looks like the trail gets super flat. We kind of drop down, and then it just looks like a very flat stretch. So I don't know if it'll be, you know, flat but muddy, or just a bunch of water or something that slows us down. I don't know. But if it's just nice flat trail, I'm sure we're going to be cruising. But anyway, I'm going to throw this pack on and get walking. We're already making this first descent. I didn't even realize we were up and over Island Pass. It wasn't, yeah, like I said, it wasn't really much of a pass. It's just been really wet so far, this trail. Kind of like walking through a stream. And then up closer to the pass, there was a lot of snow. Very hard frozen over snow, so that's good for Donahue. I'm trying to make do without micro spikes and an ice axe. I really want to ship that shit home. I'm sick of carrying it. Making our way up Donahue Pass. It's been a lot of like snowfields and rocky bullshit like you see. Now we're kind of going up a bunch of like rock steps and things. I guess this is the pass here, so we're almost to the top. And then we got a long descent and hopefully some flat miles. Haven't seen Chap all morning. He must be cruising. It's been a really nice day. The weather's about perfect. It was cold this morning. I stripped off layers a little while back when I grabbed water, but yeah, it's been great. You are entering Yosemite Wilderness. I know how to fucking say it. Don't correct me. So this is the high point of Donahue Pass. Getting ready to head down. Been really tough to stay on trail today. I mean, you can see the trail here in the dirt, but once you hit the snow and you hit these rocks, it's tough. A lot of staring it far out. Just had a quick lunch with Chap. Now we are up and over Donahue Pass. We just got down to that flat section I was telling you about. It's like 10-11 miles of it just looks completely flat on far out, so we're hoping that we can start cruising the rest of the day. So far it's nice easy trail like this. If it stays like this, we'll be getting to Lee Vining, Tuolumne, whatever you want to call it. We'll be getting there before we know it. We do really want to get there and get back out and still hike a few miles today, but we have to make up on some time from this morning because this morning was a little more difficult. Scenery hasn't changed all that much. Still kind of walking along this stream through this meadow, and I think we're between 4 and 5 miles from Tuolumne. Just a few minutes ago I passed a younger gentleman who was coming the opposite way. He stopped me and said that he recognized me from this channel and watching the videos, and he was hiking the JMT. I just wanted to say thank you for watching the videos, sir, and I'm sorry I didn't catch your name. I often am zoned out while I'm hiking, and in those moments sometimes I don't know what to say, so I appreciate you saying what's up. I wish you the best of luck on the JMT. I know you're gonna fucking kill it, and thanks again for watching. Alright, we are here in Lee Vining at the Mono Market. We're going to try to get our resupply. This guy and this girl were like hiking out of a trail and saw us standing there trying to hitchhike. So she ended up giving us a ride down. And yeah, it took us a little longer than we thought. It's 6:15 already. So we're going to try to make this stop pretty quick, I think, and hopefully get back out the trail tonight. Alright, so since we've been in town, we went to this little grocery market right here. That's where we got our resupply. It was a little expensive, but everything is. Had pretty much everything we would need. We had to change some stuff up. I'm gonna have some interesting lunches, I think, but I'll show you all that tomorrow. It is 8 o'clock. We're standing out here on the main road. We're gonna try to hitch a ride back to the trail. There's some other hikers in the bar of the place we just ate. We had a really good dinner at the barbecue joint here. I think it's Bodie's or Brody's or something like that. Really fucking good. Pretty good deal too. All the meals came with like an all-you-can-eat soup and salad bar, so I was crushing some food. But yeah, it's starting to get late, so it's going to be tougher to get a hitch. If we don't find anything, there's a couple hikers who got a campsite at the RV park. They said that we could camp there with them if we wanted to, but we're really trying to get back there tonight. So let's throw some thumbs out and see what happens. Alright, so we are back on trail. As we were trying to hitch in front of the lodge there, this guy walked up to us and he's like, hey, I can probably give you a ride. Let me just go check with my lady or whatever. So he came back like 10 minutes later, gave us a ride up. Super nice guy. Shout out Hound. His trail name is Hound. We appreciate you. It's like, what time is it? It's 9 on the dot, or 9:01, and it looks like the PCT follows this road for a little bit, so we're going to walk this road and probably take whatever the first campsite we find is. Just don't know how great it's going to be. There's nothing listed on Far Out. But yeah, a little bit of a late night, but that's okay. I think the food in town was probably worth it. We took a little side trail to this soda springs. It's, I guess, a big attraction here in Yosemite, where this water just bubbles out of the ground. It's like carbonated water coming out of the ground. Pretty neat. Says that these carbonated mineral springs are a mystery. Even geologists can't explain why they're here. Interesting. Alright guys, we found an area to tent, little far back off the trail. We did 22.5 miles today, and that's with a town stop that was fairly long, so that's pretty impressive if I do say so myself. I will take it. It's late, it's like 11 o'clock, so I'm going straight to sleep. I'm not doing any editing or any of that shit. I need to rest, so I will see y'all in the morning. I'm going to shout out Anvil because he offered us a place to camp tonight if we needed it, so you the man. Have a good night, everybody. See you in the morning. Morning, people. Here's the view from our site last night that you couldn't see because it was dark as fuck. I'm getting breakfast here. I got these fig bars. This is really the best option that they had for me at that little market. So I got 2 for each morning. Slept great. Just didn't get a whole lot of it because we went to bed so late. All the shit was wet this morning from condensation, so we'll have to dry stuff out at lunch. Hiker hobble is real. Ankles are sore, feet are really sore. But we're hoping to do another big mile day today. At least maybe 25, we'll see. Tell you what, my stomach is pretty fucked up from that barbecue place last night. Not that the food was bad or anything like that, I just, something wasn't sitting right. I've already dug multiple cat holes this morning and I haven't even left camp. So hopefully that business is over with. I do not want to deal with that all day. So I'm about to just start hiking along, and I think it's going to be a beautiful morning, and I think we still have a couple of flat miles. So since we got a pretty good flat stretch here, I thought maybe we could do something a little fun. If you've seen the AT video, it starts off with my little introduction, and then the next scene shoots to September, and it's me walking toward Katahdin Stream Campground, and I sort of like introduce myself and give the basic information about myself and who I am. Meaning, I didn't give myself an official introduction or share those things until the second to last day of the hike. I always thought that was kind of funny. It just never crossed my mind that I need to like let y'all know a little bit of who I am. We're nowhere near the end of this hike, but we are still 950 give or take miles in. So I think I should officially introduce myself a little bit. My name is Jake Wise. I go by Hammer. I now go by Hollywood. I'm 31 years old, and I'm from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. I've done quite a few things for work, but for the last 9 years, about 9 years, I've worked in the HVAC trade. I've been a service technician. I've also been a maintenance technician. I have now quit jobs in the trade twice to come do these hikes. I think I said in a recent video that I've been strongly considering pursuing a career in barbering when I get done with this trail. That is still my plan. That has been a sort of dream job of mine since I was a kid. I don't know why, it's always just really appealed to me, and I'm very excited to finally take that step and take the risk and try something completely new that I feel like I'm actually going to be passionate about. I'm upset that it's taken me well over 15 years in the workforce to bring myself to give it a go, but I'm really excited about that. I started backpacking, I believe, in 2017. A great friend of mine took me on my first hike and became an obsession ever since then. Him and I did a few years of weekend trips up and down the east side. Had a lot of fun, and then I took the plunge and decided to hike the AT in 21, and that experience changed my life in so many ways. Obviously, that has ultimately led me here to the PCT, and I guess I should give my reasons why I'm hiking the PCT. First and foremost, like I always say, because I fucking love backpacking. This has become a passion of mine for sure, and you have to be passionate about this shit, otherwise you're not gonna make it very far, I promise you that. The PCT is obviously the second stop for me on the way to a potential Triple Crown. That is something that I would ultimately like to achieve someday, although I have really no interest in the CDT at this point in my life. If I were to do another through hike in the future after the PCT, or at least in the near future, in the next 5-10 years, whatever, I would like to do the Arizona Trail. I would like to do the Florida Trail. I think those are the two that would be calling me next. I have given very little thought to the CDT, so no Triple Crown in my near future. I think I can say that pretty confidently. I'm also out here because I gotta heal from some shit. This last year and the last 6 months for sure have probably been the darkest point of my entire life. I try not to get overly personal on this channel, and I'm not going to do that. I'll just say that doing these hikes is crazy healing for me. I've been out here 2.5 months. I'm only 950 miles into this 2,650 mile hike, but I already feel completely different than I did when I started, mentally. I think the biggest and probably most important thing that I've gotten from these long hikes is sort of a way to rediscover my true and natural self. I feel like since I was a kid, I've always had a pretty decent grasp on, who I was, what I liked to do, the kind of people that I want to surround myself with, all these things. But all these different factors in life pull you in different directions, and I feel like I sometimes lose myself in that. I always retract back to this true self that I know, so I need to learn to kind of stick with that. And I guess in the less sappy, easier way to say it would be to just stop giving a fuck. Just do what you want to do, and that may look completely different than what everyone else in your life tells you it's supposed to look like. But you know yourself more than anyone, and you need to stay true to that. Anyway, this has gotten way too fucking mushy. Let's just round off some fun shit. My favorite food, chicken wings, obviously. Favorite beer, Miller Lite. Besides backpacking, I would say that music is probably my biggest passion, interest, whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't really call myself a musician, but I have dabbled with guitar since I was a kid, and I could probably give you a solid song or two around a campfire, but that's about all. I fucking love live music and live shows. I have been to hundreds of concerts throughout my life, and that's something that's very special to me. I'm a metalhead through and through. All types of metal, every subgenre you can think of, I'm into it. I also love all country music. Yes, that includes the corny, poppy bullshit country that's on the radio. It's fucking catchy, and I still like it. But I also like the outlaw motherfuckers too. I also love rap and hip-hop music. I love my 80s hair bands, any type of rock and roll, classic rock, whatever. I really do listen to a little bit of everything. I enjoy skateboarding. That's something I got into when I was a kid, and pretty much what I spent all of my teenage years doing. I picked it up again at the ripe age of 30 after probably a 10-year hiatus, and my body's definitely not what it once was, but I do still get a lot of enjoyment out of it. And I promise you, if you see me in the streets and you yell, do a kickflip out the window, I am nailing that fucking kickflip every time. And I've also been known to land a tray flip or two, but I have to be in Crocs and I have to be really drunk. You can ask Hippo and Low Water about that shit. Over the last year, I've grown to really enjoy yoga. I try to do at least a half hour of yoga every day in normal life. I really miss it since I've been out here, but I do not have the time or the energy to try to do that shit on a thru hike. I'll try to gain some flexibility back once I get done hiking. Other than that, I've got multiple little friend groups that, you know, I've had for years over the courses of my whole life. You know, I'm still best friends with all my childhood friends that I grew up with, and you know, we all try to see each other as much as we can, and have fun and drink too much, and you know, just act like idiots together. I have a pet cat. Her name is Mama, and she is my love. We've had her for like 12 years now. She's getting to be an old girl. She's got some health issues, but she's in good care while I'm gone, and I miss her very much. I am into tattoos, piercings, any of that kind of shit. Black nail polish. It's fucking nail polish. Get over it. I'm a metalhead. Look at the bands I grew up with. The fucking early 2000s new metal bands. They all painted their fucking nails black. It's also a trail thing. I'm not really sure why, but you'll see these, you know, 60, 70-year-old men even with all different colored fucking fingernails, like orange and pink, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, I'm sure you can get a little bit of a grasp on my normal aesthetic. Black clothes, black nail polish. I'm into all that fucking dark shit. I don't know what my favorite movie would be. That's a tough one. Lost Boys is up there. I'm also like a big Brad Pitt fan, and Legends of the Fall has always been one of my favorite movies. I know they're totally different. I like any horror movies. I like anything sad and depressing. I love all A24 movies. Anything that makes you feel weird for 3 days after you fucking watch it, that's the kind of stuff I like. Anyways, that's a little bit about myself. I could ramble about stupid shit like that all day long, but I'm hoping to do like a live chat on my channel during one of these zeros, sort of like we did for Chap's channel, if you were there for that. And then you can ask me whatever the fuck you want to ask me. You can do that anyway. I'll probably answer. If I don't answer, it's because it's something I don't want to answer. But yeah, now you know a little bit more about Hollywood. Speaking of music, I do have a PCT playlist that has become quite special to me. It's basically songs of like artists and albums that I've been listening to since I've been out here, and also songs that come up, you know, on trail, be it around a campfire or in a restaurant or something. Point being that each of these songs takes me back to a specific point on the PCT. So it's become quite special to me. If you're interested in what I'm listening to while I hike. I'll try to remember to put the link down below. If it's not there, just shoot a comment or something, and then I'll make sure I put it there for all of y'all's enjoyment. There's a hell of a lot of variety on it, I'll say that. But in fairness, it's probably shit that a lot of y'all may not be into. Do you guys see these bugs? Fucking mosquitoes. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. Fuck this. Well, I've had my permit checked twice this morning already by 2 different rangers, and it's a pain in the dick because I keep it at the very bottom of my pack, like the last thing in my pack, so I have to take literally everything out, dig it out. I've had to do that twice. I just moved it to my wallet in my fanny pack. I bet you now it'll never get checked again. We are starting a long descent. It's about 11:30. We have right around 10 miles in so far. Haven't done anything too difficult. The worst part has been the fucking bugs, but the ranger said that I'm through the worst of it, at least for this section. So I hope that's true. Probably plan to stop for a lunch sometime around 1 or something like that. I just had a little snack. But yeah, so far a good day. Just kind of walking through these forested areas. Every now and then I'll pop out into a meadow. Nothing terribly scenic, but beautiful nonetheless. Stopped here for a lunch with Chap right along the trail. I'm trying to air my feet out a little bit. Trying to dry my quilt a little bit. I've eaten a bunch of food. So for lunches, I'm doing this peppered salami. This shit is banging. It was expensive, but got that from the market. And then putting them on English muffins. They had wraps there, but it was like a pack of 50 wraps, which I definitely don't need. And then I just ate a bunch of candy besides that. So we're pretty much at the top of this bigger climb, I think, and then we've got some little jaggedy up and down bullshit, and then we drop way down, and then we go way back up this next pass. But I don't think it's supposed to be a big deal or anything that should slow us down. We're, I think, over 12 in for the day, so we're doing all right. Couple deer there and over here. I've seen so many. Hey girls. I am about to start climbing yet again to the high point of Benson Pass, which, like I said, isn't supposed to be anything crazy. I think it's just going to be normal hiking, hopefully. I think Chap and I are going to shoot for like a 24-mile day today. For doing all these miles that we've been doing, I'm feeling pretty good. If I could just get this fucking foot to feel better, I'd really be in good shape. Because everything else is great. The miles are coming quick. My legs feel good. It's just that one foot. Don't know what to do. Alright, this is the top of Benson Pass. Just over 10,000 feet up. Looks like we got a little bit of a view coming up here. But from here, we got a long descent. And we'll likely camp somewhere on that descent. So I'm thinking I have maybe 4 more miles to do. It's almost 6 o'clock. Oh yeah. Not bad. Keep looking for a bear. Still have yet to see a bear on this hike. But all of this, Yosemite, like, it just looks like bear heaven. Where are they? Alright guys, I am in my tent. I had to quick set up and get in here because the bugs are so fucking bad, of course. So I'm just hanging out, getting ready to get dinner going. The sun's about to go down, so I'm gonna say my good night. Had a couple late nights here. We're trying to make up some miles, try to start hitting some higher mile days, and they haven't really been terribly easy, I don't think. I mean, we're still in the Sierra, we're still climbing a lot, and yeah, it's been rough, especially with my fucking feet. Yeah, we did 24.8, I think, just below 25. So really good fucking day. Nothing terribly exciting today, just a lot of, you know, forested areas and a lot of little stream crossings and things like that. I've got some fancy ramen for dinner. They had the expensive ones. They didn't have like the cheap ones that I usually buy, so I'm excited for a fancy ramen. I gotta get caught up with videos because I'm again behind. I've really been slacking, but I am going to say goodnight and quit rambling. I do not know what the plan will be for tomorrow. I'll start looking into that shortly. I will talk to all y'all in the morning. I want to give a shout out to Freebird. I'm sure I'll see you soon. And good night, everyone. Have a good one.